Muhammad had made it abundantly clear in his Quran that a Muslim is one who does killing fellow human beings through jihad. Jihad means war. There are many Quran verses confirming this. Muhammad had promised heaven only to those who kill for Islam as per his Quran. Everyone who refuses to do jihad and killing is a sinner as per his Quran. Surah 49:15. Indeed, the ones possess the true faith are those who believed in Allah and His Messenger, and then they did not entertain any doubt and strive hard in the way of Allah with their lives and their possession. These are the truthful ones. Strive hard means wage war. Jihad. Surah 3:121. And remember when you, O Muhammad, left your family in the morning to post the believers at their stations for the battle. Stations for the battle. That's the work of a prophet. Surah 4:84. So, O Messenger, fight in the way of Allah, since you are responsible for none except yourself. Fight in the way of Allah. That's the direction given by Allah to His prophet. Surah 8:67. It is not for a prophet to have captives of war until he inflicts a massacre upon Allah's enemies in the land. How is it? It is not for a prophet to have captives of war until he inflicts a massacre upon Allah's enemies in the land. This is Quran. Quran, it speaks about killing human beings. Surah 9:111. Allah has indeed purchased from the believers their lives and wealth in exchange for paradise. They fight in the cause of Allah and kill and are killed. This is the true promise. Surah 61:11. Have faith in Allah and His Messenger and strive in the way of Allah with your possessions and your lives. What is that? Strive means do jihad. Surah 4:74. Let those who speak the life of that next world in exchange for the life of this world fight in the way of Allah. Every Muslim has to fight, do jihad and kill. Surah 9:88. But the Messenger and the believers in his company have carried out jihad with their wealth and lives, and for them there are good things and they are the successful. Only who do the jihad and kill, they are successful as per Muhammad. Surah 9:41. Come out in the way of Allah, light or heavy, and carry out jihad with your wealth and lives in the way of Allah. That is good for you if you were to realize. Surah 21:54. Do not say that those who are killed in God's cause are dead. They are alive, though you do not realize it. You can kill anybody, but consider that they are not dead. Surah 3:157. And if you are killed in the cause of Allah or die, then forgiveness from Allah and mercy are better than whatever they accumulate in this world. Okay, if you kill and if you get killed in the process, you will get the highest place in heaven. Surah 3:158. And whether you die or are killed, unto Allah you will be gathered. You will be gathered. That means you die or killed for Islam, you will be gathered. That means you will get heaven. Surah 3:169. And never think of those who have been killed in the cause of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord receiving provision. So anybody who kills for Islam is alive in heaven. He gets a high class heaven. This is the falsehood of the Quran given by Muhammad. Surah 8:17. So the fact is that it was not you, but it was Allah who killed them. You kill any number of persons in the name of Islam, think that you have not killed, but Allah has killed. That means He makes murderers feel conscience free. Surah 47:4. So when you encounter those who disbelieve, then aim at smiting the necks until when you have broken their strength thoroughly, smite at their necks and kill. Surah 4:74. Those who have faith fight in the way of Allah. Surah 8:74. And those who have believed and emigrated and carried out jihad in the way of Allah, and those who gave refuge and help, those are the believers in truth. For them there is forgiveness and a respectful provision. Only those who carried out jihad and those who help the jihadis, they get forgiveness. What forgiveness? From sin, that is not mentioned. They get respectful provision. What is respectful provision? Not mentioned. They have to assume that it is heaven. Surah 9:20. Those who believed and emigrated and took up jihad in the way of Allah, and their wealth and lives are greater in rank in the sight of Allah, and they are the successful ones. Those who kill in the name of Islam, they are successful. They are the successful ones, according to Muhammad. Surah 5:35. O those who believe, fear Allah and seek the wasila of nearness to Him, and carry out jihad in His way, so that you may succeed. You do jihad, you succeed. Surah 217. Fighting is ordained for you, though you dislike it. This is for Islam. Put your sword in its place. For all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Jesus rebuked his disciple Peter when he struck his sword to defend Jesus from the soldiers of the chief priest. But Jesus answered and said, permit even this. And he touched his ear and healed him. Islam means killing fellow human beings. Jesus means God, who offered himself to be killed by ordinary men who are his own creation. You have to know the difference between God and the devil. Matthew 26:51. And suddenly one of those who were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword, struck the servant of the high priest, and cut off his ear. But Jesus said to him, put your sword in its place, for all those who take the sword will perish by the sword. Matthew 26:53. Or do you think that I cannot now pray to my Father, and He will provide me with more than 12 legions of angels? How then could the scripture be fulfilled that it must happen thus? John 18:11. So Jesus said to Peter, put your sword into its sheath. Shall I not drink the cup which my Father has given me? Luke 22:50. And one of them struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear. This is according to the Gospel of Luke. But Jesus answered and said, permit even this. And he touched his ear and healed him. This is Jesus. Even those who have come to capture him, Jesus chose to heal that soldier. When the Samaritans did not allow Jesus and his disciples to stay in their village, the disciples of Jesus asked his permission to kill them. Lord, do you want us to command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, just as Elijah did? Jesus replied to them, but he turned and rebuked them and said, you do not know what manner of spirit you are of. For the Son of Man did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. Apparently, Muhammad and his Islam have made people killers, whereas Jesus has commanded his disciples to love everyone. Son of Man Jesus is equal to Redeemer of mankind. Luke 9:53. You can establish the difference easily. But they did not receive him because his face was set for the journey to Jerusalem, Samaritans. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, do you want us to command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, just as Elijah did? Prophet Elijah was the role model for the Jews. Luke 9:55. But he turned and rebuked them and said, you do not know what manner of spirit you are of. For the Son of Man did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. So Jesus rebuked them instead. You don't do like that. He rebuked them.